Modi 3.0 government's first full budget will be presented on the 23rd of July by the Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. A key consideration of this government that we see from the previous budgets is the emphasis on curtailing the fiscal deficit to stay on the fiscal glide path. Now, in the interim budget, the Finance Minister announced that the government hoped to limit fiscal deficit to 5.1% of the GDP along the proposed fiscal deficit glide path of reaching 4.5% of the GDP by FY26. Now, this has subsequently prompted international rating agencies like the S&P Global Ratings, who've hinted that a ratings upgrade may be on the cards for India if it maintains its commitment to fiscal consolidation over the next 2 years. Amid these aspirations is India's political realities. Hoisted to power by a coalition government, the Modi 3.0 team's key allies are Andhra Pradesh's Telugu Desam Party, contributing 16 seats, and Bihar's Janata Dal United, contributing 12 seats. They hold integral positions, and it prompts the question whether these states will sway the budget allocations and have a say in the matter. Let's look at the discussion so far. Chief of this has been the ask for a special category status, a concept that had ceased to exist since the Planning Commission dissolved in 2014, and the 14th Finance Commission report later that year dispensed with the provision. Financial assistance, however, in the form of a greater share in centrally sponsored schemes or perhaps assistance to special projects may not be completely away from the realm of possibilities. But this is not without fiscal and political implications, with the latter opening the door for other states to also seek such considerations in the future. Let's look at the case of Andhra Pradesh. As we had reported earlier, a case for financial assistance towards the capital construction of Amaravati could be resumed. Now, this is a key political agenda for the state. And for TDP, the resumption of work towards reinstating the capital of Amaravati is a key promise made by the newly elected Chandrababu Naidu, who is the now Chief Minister. Now, interestingly, the provision for financial assistance towards the construction of the Amaravati capital already exists. The provision was announced in the Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act of 2014 that was drawn up at the time of bifurcation of the states of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Subsequently, this project was shelved during the tenure of the outgoing Jagan Mohan Reddy-led YSRCP. Now, this happened when the union government had stopped the release of some of the financial assistance over concerns of utilization of funds. This is detailed in a CGA report. Now, some media reports recently also indicate that Chandrababu Naidu has sought over 1 lakh crore in financial assistance, and this is expected to be along the lines towards capital construction, easing fiscal deficit ceiling for states set at 3% of the state gross domestic product, funds towards the Polavaram irrigation project, additional allocation towards infrastructure projects in the state. With the change in political winds, the first budget of the Chandrababu Naidu government, which is yet to be presented, is yet to give us a glimpse of how exactly the state is financially provisioned to complete these poll promises over the next 5 years. Let's look at the last year. In FY24, 24% of the expenditure bill was spent on committed expenditures. Now, 24% of all the receipts also came from borrowings. Recently, the state's chief minister presented a series of white papers which also made mention of the additional financial burden due to the delays in the construction of the capital, the Polavaram project, and the state's legacy losses in the power sector. All of this while making a political point of deviation from his predecessor and highlighting the quantum of financial reform that they foresee. Let's look at the case of Bihar. Now, Bihar has indicated that they also want to increase the borrowing capacity for states and have sought assistance for infrastructure projects. Now, this includes building of 9 airports, 4 new metro lines, 7 medical colleges, funding for a 200 billion rupee thermal power plant, repairing roads, special category status, and looking for tax breaks. Now, if we look at the state's financial position presented by the Nitish Kumar government earlier this year, 19% of the state's receipts come from borrowings. A majority of the revenue, up to 41%, comes from the state's share in central taxes. So it's also expected that the state will pitch for a larger share in this revenue pie from the newly constituted 16th Finance Commission. The state's committed expenditure of salaries, interest payments, pensions alone came up to 92,882 crores. The state's GSDP at current prices is projected at 9.76 lakh crore, with the fiscal deficit targeted at 3% of the GSDP. Whether these key political parties will clinch favourable budget allocations remains yet to be seen. To be clear, the Modi government allocated 11 allies among its ministerial positions. 5 of them got cabinet berths. So all eyes remain trained on the budget to be presented on July 23rd. This is Janani Janardhanan reporting for NDTV Profit with camera person Surat Singh in New Delhi.